Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into the channel. Today we're going to be talking about, well, does the reality have some stiff competition coming up here? We're going to be talking about the all-new Eternity Pie right after this. Don't go away. Welcome back, guys. So again, today we're going to be talking about the all-new Eternity Pie, brand new from 900 Global. But before we do, obviously, huge thank you to Storm, Iron Bowling, and Vice Inserts for their continued support of the channel. If you like this jersey or any of the other jerseys you see me wearing on this channel, make sure you use my promo code down here. It's going to be FIREOUT07. You can save yourself 20% off of your entire apparel order on Iron Bowling. So again, make sure you support Storm, Iron Bowling, and Vice Inserts. Again, they're the reason I'm able to do what I'm able to do for you guys, and huge supporters of the channel, so I can't thank them enough. Make sure you head on over to support them. So again, today we're going to be talking about the all-new Eternity Pie. This is a solid asymmetrical ball from 900 Global. We're going to be comparing it up to the Roto Grip Gem and the Storm DNA. All of these are going to be the creme de la creme of each brand. So Eternity Pie is going to be the all-new big ASIM piece from 900 Global. The Gem, obviously, wildly successful in its own right. Again, another ASIM solid. And then the Storm DNA, really successful ball in its own right. But we're going to be comparing all three of those here today. This is one you don't want to miss, guys. Stay tuned. First and foremost, here is the layout that I have on this Eternity Pie. The 5 that I have at the beginning there, that is the pin to PAP. I wanted to give myself maybe a little bit longer of a pin to PAP length, just because these big ASIM balls, they do flare quite a bit, so I just wanted to cut down on that flare just a smidge, maybe make it a little bit more end over end instead of sideways, give myself a little controllability. The 3s, both there, are just sort of some typical numbers that I have on my layouts. Now we're going to talk specs. First, we're going to start with this Eternity Pie. The release date of this Eternity Pie is September 22nd of 2023, so that is coming up here in just a couple of weeks. Because this is a 900 Global Series ball, there is no scent to it, but the colors of this ball are burgundy, white, and black. It does look kind of similar to the Storm Lock that came out some odd years ago. This is an ASIM solid ball, and it is meant for heavy oil. The cover on this ball is the Reserve Blend Batch 901 solid cover stock. This is the first time ever been used. 900 Global is kind of reinventing their brand. They're going towards this 901 batch Reserve Blend kind of covers. Just makes it seem like their balls are a little bit more crafted instead of made, which I think is a fairly good kind of rebranding on their part. This cover, is cleaner through the fronts to differentiate itself from S84 and the Reality. The box finish on this is 2000 Abralon. The core on this is the Epoch ASIM core. This was used twice, obviously first in the Eternity and now the Eternity Pie. The RG is 249, differential of 050, and mass bias of 014. Up next, we have the Storm DNA. The DNA was released on March 17th of 2023, so a little earlier this year. Because this is a Storm ball, it does have a scent, and that scent is strawberry shortcake. It does smell very good. And it has colors of red, black, and violet. This is obviously an ASIM solid ball as well, and it is meant for, again, heavy oil. The cover on this ball is the EXO solid cover stock. This is the first and only time it has ever been used up to this point. Comes out of box at 2000 Aberlon finish. The core on this ball is the super coil core. Again, this is the only time it has ever been used, and obviously the first time. RG of 247, differential of 053, and a mass bias of 023. Up next is the Roto Grip Gem. This is the last ball we're comparing this pie to. This is actually the longest tenured ball that Roto Grip has to offer right now. It was released in March of 2022, March 11th to be specific. There is no scent since it is obviously a Roto Grip ball with colors of citrine, ruby, and amethyst. This is an ASIM solid meant for heavy oil. The cover on this ball is Microtrack solid cover. This is the first and only time this has ever been used, and it comes at a box finish of 2000 Aberlon. This core is the Defiant LRG core. This is technically the third time that this has ever been used. This is the third time outside of that Defiant series that it has ever been used. This was the first time this core was used. First came the Gem, then came the Gem Hybrid, which was an overseas release, and then we got the Exotic Gem. The RG in this is 247, differential of 053, and a mass bias of 016. Let's dive into this Eternity Pie once again. I'll give you my first impressions and overall feelings of the ball, and you'll watch it go down the lane. So my first impressions of this Eternity Pie is it's definitely a strong cover. Out of the box, it feels strong, it feels tacky, it feels like there's a lot of surface to it. It's definitely cleaner though than some of the other ASIM balls that I've thrown. In the comparison, it's between the Gem and the DNA. The DNA for me is the smoothest of the three, and the Gem is the sharpest. The Pie fits right in between them. It's stronger and sharper obviously than the DNA, and weaker and more rounded than the Gem. The Gem does have a pin down layout, the DNA is a pin through the middle finger, and the Pie is a pin up, so that certainly has something to do with it. However, again, the Pie is right between those two balls. Who is the Pie for? Well, if you're looking for an oil eater, this is it. By that I mean if you're looking for a ball that reacts on heavy oil patterns, this is going to be it. Also, if you're a higher speed player looking for a ball that'll hook for you, this is it as well. I can also see this ball doing well on short patterns. By hooking early, it uses a little energy up front and gets into the roll early, but it still should retain enough energy down lane to carry. What is the shelf life of this pie? Well, it really depends on what they are going to do with the reality. If they discontinue the reality, I could see this taking over that spot and being on the shelf for at least 2 and probably 2+ years.
If the reality stays, I'd guess probably a year and a half. So again, it all depends on what they do with that reality. Will you be getting an Eternity Pie? Make sure you comment down below. If it looks good, make sure you comment down below. Up next, we'll have the Storm Virtual Energy Blackout. That's all I got in terms of a review. You guys will be able to see this ball going down the lanes a little bit more. But until the next review, guys, good luck and good bowling.